Hello and back channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Saban's Go Power Rangers issue 9. Shattered Grid is on this title, so I think this is going to tie into Shattered Grid. So here we go, guys. So this opens up with, it seems like a different dimension or a future universe. I'm not really sure, but it shows these people running away from, it seems like a bunch, like 3 Black Rangers, but it's not Zack at all. It's like 3 evil Rangers from a different dimension or the future. I'm still not sure. But as these evil Rangers are about to attack, we see a bow and arrow hit them and put them to the ground. And then the person who threw the bow and arrow looks like Kimberly. It looks like Kimberly. And I think this was that different dimension Pink Ranger from the last comic book. So then we see the teacher, Mrs. Applebean, who was with the kids, saying that you are always my favorite student, Kimberly. And then this different dimension Kimberly basically takes these the teacher and these kids to a safe place. Then we see in the Angel Grove Arrival Day plus 27. This is the regular dimension or it's present time, because I still don't know if that was the future or a different dimension. We see Kimberly walk down the stairs, and basically her dad is packing his stuff and leaving because his mom and his dad got in another argument about Kimberly's future, so he's walking out on them. Then we see Trini at the command center basically going to Billy's Zord, because Billy has been in his Zord and morphed as a Ranger for a long time, because he feels like if he's morphed into his Zord, he can learn more about his powers and be a better Ranger. Then we see on the moon in Rita's palace, she's basically looking down on Earth because she sees a dark force coming out from, she sees a dark force on Earth that's like a small dark force that's forming down on Earth. And she's like, we need to go check that out. And then we see at the library and at school that Kimberly and Zack are still trying to contact Matt, but he's not answering. And we see Billy trying to contact him. Then we see Jason trying to contact him and Kimberly trying to contact them. But then they get a call on their communicators, and then they morph. They say, it's morphin' time. And then they all morph into the Power Ranger forms. And then basically Zordon tells them that there's a dark force down on Earth somewhere, and the Rangers go to check it out. And when they go there, they see Goldar and the Putties basically there too, because they're going to go check out the dark force too. But Goldar doesn't want them in their way, so the Rangers and Goldar fight. And we see Jason and Goldar eye to eye when he has his power sword in his hand. And then we see that Billy and Kimberly are fighting with each other, and then we see a bow and arrow hit one of the Putties, and Billy's like, good job, Kimberly, but it's not, but as you can see, it's not, Kimberly who did it, it's the other Kimberly. So basically, I'm still confused about different dimension, future Kimberly, so I'm just gonna say other Kimberly. So the other Kimberly's like, it wasn't her, it was me. And then everybody's looking at it like, wait a minute, who's this new Ranger? Who sent this Ranger in? And then Kimberly's like, am I being replaced? Then the other Kimberly uses 3 of her bow and arrows to hit the Putties, and then she does a bunch of flips and goes to attack this Putties, and she beats up Goldar, and Goldar, he retreats like he always do, because the monsters always be retreating. Then everybody's wondering if Zordon sent this Ranger down to help them, but then she's like, I don't work for Zordon. And then the other Kimberly goes to attack these Rangers, and goes to fight off these Rangers, and then Kimberly and this other Ranger go to fight each other, but the other Ranger kicks Kimberly all the way down on the ground, and then she takes off her helmet, and we find out that she is basically the future Kimberly. So now she's the future Kimberly. I can call it the future Kimberly now. So the future Kimberly tells them that if you don't surrender Zordon, and if you don't surrender Zordon and everybody that's important to me, I will kill you. If you do, I'll harm you. I won't harm you. And then we see the Rangers all form up onto the future Kimberly, and the future Kimberly realizes that this is the wrong time, because there's only 5 Rangers, and that this is a different timeline, because she was supposed to go to the timeline where Tommy became part of the team, but this is the wrong timeline. So then she goes to escape, and she hits the she hits this tank that has a bunch of fire and oil in it with her bow and arrow, and blows it up to get the Rangers out of her way, and then the Rangers get blown up and hit the ground. And then they return to the command center where Zordon tells them that was a future Kimberly, and Kimberly's like, how could I turn out that way? Why would I destroy my own friends? Why? And then she walks out and tells she walks out of the command center with her helmet off, and Trini goes to talk to her, and they do a girl talk, and Kimberly's talking about how she doesn't want to grow up and be like that person, and that she's afraid that what she becomes in the future. Then we see Goldar and Rita talking about how how the future Kimberly was fighting the Rangers, and they thought that this future Kimberly was on their side. And then we see at Jason's house, he gets a phone call and he answers the phone, but the person is not looking for Jason. The person on the phone is looking for Jason's dad. And basically, Jason's dad has health problems and stuff, so the hospital is calling Jason's dad to talk about the health problems. But Jason pretends he's Jason's dad so he could hear stuff about his health problems. Then he realizes that his dad has a lot of mental health problems and that he could die. So he goes to his dad and tells him about this stuff. And his dad's like, stay out of my business. I'm not in your business, so stay out of my business. He's like, just promise not to tell your mom about this. And Jason agrees to that. Then we see outside Angel Grove at this abandoned warehouse. We see the future Kimberly basically looking out of the window, and Rita finds the future Kimberly, and then Rita wants to work with the future Kimberly. He's like, if you work with me, I'll help you. And then we see behind Rita and the future Kimberly is this big humongous Zord that looks like the Dragon Zord and the White Tiger Zord in one. And that's really cool, guys. So basically, yeah, that's the end of the issue where Rita and the future Kimberly are standing. Behind them is the Zord. That's where the issue ends. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, don't like, comment, and subscribe. This Shattered Grid event is really good. I like what we see so far. And I love you guys all. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.